Hi, I'm Declan from Declan Flynn Fitness. I just thought I'd pop on and give you little hints and tips on getting into a mindset of watching your calories, watching what you're eating, and understanding the key principles of calories in, calories out. It can be like a minefield of trying to understand what do I need to do, what's the right approach as well. And the big old saying within all this world of fitness is it depends. So it depends what works best for you, the way you approach it. So there's many different factors, but I'm just going to cover two areas in this little video here. So one aspect is the handy portion. Okay, so and with this we look at the amount of your carbs, fats, protein and veggies, and then we look at another aspect of actually calorie counting. So but to start off at the very basics, you need to look at a calorie calculator. You can get them online, so you just put them into Google, but I have one that I'll link as well within the information below, and in blog posts and everywhere else I put this, it'll be all there anyway, but underneath the YouTube video it will be there for you. So with this calorie calculator, you put in your age, your height, your level of activity, and sometimes the level of activity we may perceive it to be one thing. So there's no harm of a scale of 1 to 5. If you think you're a 3, maybe just for the start just put it as a 2, and because that can always be altered and changed then a little bit down the road as well. But keeping that nice and simple of the your age, your height and your level of activity. Age, height, yeah, that's it, and weight, sorry, an important one. And that'll give you your amount of calories then for just to maintain your weight then, okay? So I'll give you your BM, or your basal metabolic rate, as one figure. So that's the energy that your body needs, that if you lay down on the sofa here, so if you lay down and did absolutely nothing, that's the basic amount of energy your body needs to use to function as well, for the heart to beat, the lungs for breathing, the brain to function. So these are all the basics that would be required. Then you have your maintenance level, so just to maintain the weight that you currently are. So that's what the calculation will come out at. So when you're going into a weight loss journey, you want to be in a deficit. So for guys, you can go like 300 to 500 calories below what comes up on your calculation. Ladies, generally 150, 200, maybe 300 max. Then just you scale it back very gradually. No need to go to drastic low calorie. It's not going to work. It's actually going to have other detrimental effects as well, which I'll talk about in another video. So you want to be in a deficit. So if I give you a nice round number, okay? So if a guy got 2,500 calories as their maintenance, they can bring that down to 2,200 to 2,000 calories, and still a lot. It may seem for a guy who's a little bit active that's not enough, but it's plenty, and depends on what food you use will actually make you still feel full as well. And kind of out and spaced out a little bit over the day, but you don't have to space out your food that much. That's, again, timing is another thing that I wouldn't be too concerned about as well. But again, we'll get back to that another stage. So you have your 2,500, you're going to scale it down to 2,200, or if you feel comfortable with that, you can go down a little bit more, 21 to 2,000. With, say, ladies are 2,000 calories. None of this we see on social media, you're dropping down to 1,000 calories, 1,100, 1,200. No, don't do that. As I said, other detrimental effects. It can affect hormonal levels as well. It can affect your menstrual cycle and other aspects too. Again, we'll go through that, and I might get one or two friends on to chat about those areas as well. Get one of my female coaches that I know as well to have a chat. So you want to, if you're 2,000 calories, you want to bring that down by 1,500 to 2,000 calories. That's it. So you're bringing it down to 1,800. At a push, you could do 1,750, but definitely no more, or no less, I should say, than about 1,600, 1,650, absolute minimum. Okay, so calories is king. So they're the main things you need to hit then in your deficit. If you're doing it, you want to put on that little bit of weight, put on that little bit of muscle. It takes time. You need to add on, guys, 300 calories. You can do it a dirty bulk and add on like 500-600 calories a day. You are going to put on body fat when you're doing that. It happens. You can't break the laws of physics. You're going to do that. So yeah, if you do it in small incremental changes, the body adapts to it that little bit better, and then you can have a little bit more control on the amount of body fat you can put on. And again, same with women too. Again, small incremental changes, 150, 200 calories, add on, and gradually build that up. So calories are king. Is what my coach used to say, and protein's prince. So wise words from Ben Mudge. So with those in mind, so protein is prince. So you want to make sure you hit your protein level each day as well. So, and that will be set out as maybe a percentage too. So say for me, I weigh currently 62.5 kg. So minimum amount of protein for me is I do like 2 grams per kg for myself, and that's because I am training, I am physically active, with my day job of gardening and with my personal training when we're doing that, and just my own training as well. So 2 grams minimum I'd have. I aim sometimes for 2.5, so I go for 150 grams of protein per day. But for yourselves and people just starting out, particularly, you want to do that about 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kg. So if you weigh, say, 50 kg, you want to be going for 75 grams. So that's 1 gram plus, that's about 75 grams to 100 would be ideal. So your 100 then is 2 grams per kg that way. And that's just to build it up. Now, this is only early stages, because protein, it takes calories to burn protein, so it makes you feel fuller for longer as well. There is 4 calories per gram of protein. So having from good quality protein sources as well is key. Whole proteins, that means that there's all the amino acids that you need. The one that you don't have that fully in will be in pork. So okay to eat pork, no problem. I do like pork, but it just is missing a aspect called leucine, so which is in other meats, majority of all other meats then as well, proteins. Then you want to have your carbs and fats. Now, for me personally, and the way I've always done it, is that I don't be too worried about the amount of carbs or amount of fats, or when I have them. I wouldn't want my clients to be worried about that to begin with, too, because the main thing is you're hitting your calories and you're hitting your protein level, and that's going to help sustain you over a long period, and it's less complicated as well. Okay, so calories king, proteins prince. You want then also to look at your portion sizes then as well. So that's the next step. So with this couple of methods, you can use, say, your handy portions and your calorie counting. So with the portions, then you want to use a palm size amount of protein, 1 to 2 of these per meal. Then you want to have your fist amount then of veggies. Okay, again, 1 or 2 per meal. So if you had that on the plate, that's the amount of veggies you should have. Be it broccoli, green beans, whatever it may be, and that. 2. Then you want to have a cupped hand of carbs, and a thumb size amount. So just the thumb, the top of the thumb, a size amount of your fats. Okay, so each of those be 1 to 2 roughly per meal is absolutely ideal. And having, depends what works for you. Depends on the full requirements, and anyone that works with me, they do get a nutritional guide, and this is all broken down for them as well as part of their plan. So these are essential ways of just gradually getting used to knowing then visually what's on the plate, what is exactly what you need. And that's so with all your favorite foods, not cutting any particular food groups out whatsoever. You need your carbs, don't be cutting carbs out. So that's the thing. So keeping it handy. So remember, palm size amount of protein. So that's like a chicken fillet, about 25-30 grams within that. So when you have portion out like that, and you get to know the numbers eventually, kind of estimating, but eventually what's in what protein source, or how many calories are in a slice of bread. 78 for Brennan's bread, if anyone wants to know about that, of white bread. So you just get to know these numbers off by heart, okay? But so that's for some people, that's the best way of doing it. For others who like to be more specific, getting your weigh scales out and measuring your food, okay? And using something like a food tracker like MyFitnessPal. There's a link as well I'll put in underneath this of another video I've done of how to use MyFitnessPal. And you can scan the barcodes of the foods that you like and you're always going to have. Once there is a pain, I would always say that it's a pain to get started with it, okay? But once you do it for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're all the common foods you would have, they're always there. Very, very simple. So having those there, making it nice and simple for you, and it's almost like you can set them up then as well that this is your breakfast. So you'd have like 5 breakfasts or 6 breakfasts keyed in. Save it then as breakfast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each day you want to, I'm going to have breakfast 5 today, I'm going to have breakfast 4 tomorrow, that type of thing, and you can set it out. Then you know what your shopping list is as well, or what you need to get too. But you're being that specific with the app, weighing your food out, scanning the barcode, you're more there in line then with very specific numbers too. So some people like that, but again, it's not for everyone too. So you're taking it in bite-sized chunks. And they're key things for the tracking element, okay? So there's other videos I'll look at doing and carry on from here. But they're 2 key things of your calories, tracking, portion sizes, and that could be then, another way of doing portion size too is just the size of your plate. You reduce the size of your plate. That's another very simple method as well. So it's about finding a way that works for you too. And then patience and giving over a few weeks as well, and you will get there as well. Okay, so if anyone is interested in that and have any questions, pop them down underneath the video here, and I will definitely get back to you and answer you in that reply. And if anyone's interested in online coaching, feel free to send me a message on info@declanflynn.fitness. Okay, and you check me out on Instagram, Declan F Fitness, and I'm on Twitter there as well. I'll put the links down below also. So thank you for listening to me to ramble on about all things calories and tracking. And stay tuned for a new video. Make sure you hit subscribe down here as well, and follow and give it a little like too. Right, see you next time.